Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Roger Report Public Edition for June 2019. What a fun month May was. So as we dive into June and we look at a little bit of a market correction and setting a foundation for future growth, I really wanted to take a step back and kind of go to the beginning of why people buy Bitcoin in the first place. Or as a personal opinion, why I would be a buyer of Bitcoin or some cryptocurrencies for my portfolio in order to have a well-diversified holding for wealth building. So right now, we are going through what some people may call a third cycle in the evolution of Bitcoin. After 10 years of being to market, we're seeing this new public adoption. And the reason that I pause there is because it's not just the general public that's adopting it, it's corporations that are adopting Bitcoin or blockchain for payment processing kind of across the board. One of the articles that will be discussed in the newsletter that you can download with the link below is Facebook's launch of its global stablecoin cryptocurrency that will allow for payments to be processed across border and settled into whatever national currency you want to settle their stablecoin into. It's kind of a big deal. There was always a talk that the Amazons of the world or the Facebooks of the world would drive the last leg of global public adoption. And here we are in June of 2019, and Facebook saying that they could launch within the next month. They've hired 100 blockchain developers and still have open positions for 40 more in order to get this product to market. And they've been working with some former executives from Coinbase. The leader of their blockchain project is sold their payment processing company to PayPal for $240 million a few years ago. So they've really put together an all-star team to create this blockchain-based stablecoin adoption that will allow for all of us to buy and sell on Facebook in a much more secure manner. I think that's pretty impressive. So when you look at the 5 primary reasons to want to have cryptocurrencies, primarily blockchain in your portfolio, this type of adoption allows for capital to flow in a more seamless public manner. The second thing is still regulation. For a product that's 10 years old or a currency that's 10 years old, there's still some lack of transparency on where regulation is going to go with a lot of different aspects of the industry. And as those items become more settled, it'll allow people to be more comfortable with the asset and allow you to have a greater opportunity for increase in value. Number 3 is Wall Street going crypto. There's a lot of articles out now that are tracking the wallets that are continuing to buy and hold Bitcoin in them, and that there's some association with those wallets in Wall Street or financial institutions. Fidelity is about to launch Bitcoin trading on their brokerage platform, which is a really big deal. Once you break down that barrier between Bitcoin and other capital assets, you're going to really have an opportunity to see the increase in value because of limited supply, which is another reason that Bitcoin is such a powerful asset. In 2018, there were a lot of discussions about, well, we need a different version of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, all of these different things because Bitcoin is slow. Well, one of the values of Bitcoin, number 4 on my list of 5 reasons that you want to hold it in your portfolio, remember these are my personal opinions and not those of Equity Trust or any other party that may be sharing this video, is that the developers in Bitcoin are still working. They're continually updating the core blockchain that allows Bitcoin to function. So over time, it's going to continue to get better, and it's going to diminish the need for those secondary assets and continue to increase demand for Bitcoin. Number 5 is in May of 2019, Bitcoin had the highest trading volumes of all time. Now, it's not back to its all-time highs that were driven by speculation in 2017. Again, that is my personal opinion. But that trading volume is showing an increased interest again. With increased interest on a limited supply item that has new regulation that's making it easier for people to access, while more parties are coming to market, you have all of the things that you need in order to show an increase in value over time. This makes Bitcoin a great addition to any portfolio if you're willing to take the risk associated with a 10-year-old asset class. Again, these are my personal opinions. So let's dive a little into what we're going to cover this month in our newsletter. I talked a little bit already about Facebook and their activities. I talked about Fidelity and their activities. I talked a little bit about the trading volume. Now, the CME also reported that futures volume on their boards was at an all-time high last month, showing renewed interest from Wall Street and institutions to have some type of protection or some type of downside cushion against Bitcoin, which usually happens when they're buying into the asset class. Every month we talk about these types of items in the Roger Report Public Edition, and you can get a copy of our newsletter just by clicking the link below, subscribing to the list, and then you'll get that newsletter sent out to you each and every month with all of our insights in what's going on from a macroeconomic perspective, as well as all of the major triggers that we're looking for that could potentially push the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies behind it higher. I highly recommend you subscribing so that you can get this newsletter each month. A couple other things that are interesting on the blockchain front. Kodak, who last year made a huge announcement that they were going to be moving all of their file storage onto blockchain and creating new types of currencies that will be able to that you'll be able to use to share and buy rights to photos. They now got they're releasing their own cryptocurrency finally. They're expecting that their blockchain product will save them between 20 and 40% on operational costs, which is a huge deal. Visa has already been working on their blockchain solutions, and they're saying that this year it could be available for retail and merchant customers. All of this continued interest and growth in blockchain is driven by the creation of Bitcoin 10 years ago. Bitcoin as the core asset in this class is highly recommended to be part of anyone's portfolio. Of course, do your own research, check out the articles in this month's newsletter, and stay up to date by subscribing to the Roger Report so that you can get this information each month. And if you're looking for a way to buy cryptocurrencies through your self-directed IRA, definitely reach out to the team at Equity Trust and talk to them about their crypto portfolio products that they have that'll give you access to the asset class from inside of your IRA. We appreciate you, and we will see you next month. Thank you.